Thanks for joining for Breadcrumb 6, Mercy. So this one's going to have two scriptures to start off with. And first one's going to be Matthew 23:23. Woe to you, self-righteous scribes and Pharisee hypocrites, for you give a tenth tithe of your mint and dill and cumin, focusing on minor matters, and have neglected the weightier, more important moral and spiritual provisions of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. But these are the primary things you ought to have done without neglecting the others. The second one is Matthew 9:27-30. As Jesus went on from there, two blind men followed him, screaming loudly, "Have mercy and compassion on us, Son of David, Messiah." When he went into the house, the blind men came up to him, and Jesus said to them, "Do you believe with a deep, abiding trust that I am able to do this?" They said to him, "Yes, Lord." Then he touched their eyes, saying, "According to your faith, your trust and confidence in my power and my ability to heal, it will be done to you." And their eyes were open, and Jesus sternly warned them, "See that no one knows this." Both in Amplified. Mercy. So think of a time when things were pretty tough, and consider the person that came to help you. And they helped you specifically. Person that came to help you in a rough situation that did not question or judge you. That's the specific part of this. Because a lot of times when people come help, they're making snide comments, they're rolling eyes, they're tossing themselves, and that's a judgment they're passing on you. But I'm saying without question and without judgment, or even maybe not without having to say, "You owe me." How did they know you needed help? That's the question. Do you even know how they knew? If you haven't paused it to think about it, do so. And restart when you're ready. So the word mercy is used 21 times in the Gospels, referring to Jesus. Matthew, Mark, and Luke. John does not have the word mercy in his scripture, which that's a different topic. We're going to focus on mercy in those three. Term mercy, concordance, when you look it up, it's a noun and it's a verb. Have mercy is the verb phrase, so it actually can be translated both as a noun and a verb, but it's more a noun, so we focus on something you can have. The Pharisees, as Jesus is talking in the first scripture I showed, are priests. They follow Moses' law to the very fine point. When they talk about a tenth, it would be said that if they were weighing stuff out, it would have to be a perfect tenth of everything. Spice, whatever they got, a tenth. This is God's. So in scripture we started with, and it speaks of how they measure out spices, like I was just saying, and again, very good rules follower. And that's what it is, because they're referring to Moses' law, the Old Testament. The second scripture, we have Jesus walking around, and two blind men coming and say, "Have mercy on us. Take pity on us." God sets a high bar for showing mercy. I mean, anyone who accepts Christ as their way of salvation, that's mercy. You've done nothing to get it. It's out of His love that we get it. How do you help people? Do you expect to get something back? Are you showing mercy? Are you showing mercy because you're going to get a benefit? Mercy is there is no benefit back. You're just being. When we're around people, especially people you know well, you just know them. Do they always have to tell you they're hurting, feeling sad, they're in pain, they're in trouble? Probably not. You just know. And sometimes it's really annoying when someone keeps saying, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What can I do?" My wife and I go through this a lot, and she just goes, "I don't know." Well, there's something wrong, because I can list the items of how you're behaving differently, so this usually means something's wrong. And in our marriage early on, I'd be like, "Come on, what's wrong?" "I don't know." Instant argument, fight, could be resulting because there's a miscommunication instead of me saying, "Okay, something's up. I want you to take a minute, pause. You may need to reflect a little and think about, what is it I can do to help you? There's something up. We know we don't know what it is, but we need to address it because it'll become something more. And it'll impact other aspects of your day. So that starts out in Scripture. We got the two blind men who get their sight back because they believe. But it's after Jesus asked them the question. Because it's when he went into the house, the blind men came to him, and Jesus said to them, "Do you believe?" If their answer was no, would they still be healed? That's a question that we'll never know, because they did say they believed and they got it. They were healed. So the blind men did go before Jesus and they verbalized their need. And there's other times where people didn't verbalize in healing, and they got it anyway, because the mercy is just freely given by God. What's that mean for us? It's a high bar. Giving mercy, showing kindness with nothing in return. Giving of yourself for what? I think that's just a really high bar that without Christ living in us and God living through us, I think it's something that the human nature, because how can we simply say, like, I do everything just because I want to be good? There's always that we're getting something out of it. I'm getting a good feeling out of it, so I'm still getting a benefit back. So it's really, what's God getting back by healing these two blind men? They get their sight. Don't tell anyone. Well, most of them go tell anyway. So it's not like he gets obedience. So it's, but what do you get out of that? So I'm not saying don't be good to people, but I think even our best intentions and our best tries to mimic mercy that's on God's level is just a sheer shadow of what the true essence of mercy is. So again, like I said, these are just for thoughts. But this concept of mercy, some days I think it's like so far fathomed above my head, and the depths of what it actually encompasses, beyond the fact that he showed it by letting us have that chance of reconciliation. So questions to ponder. Who or how have you shown mercy to another? Do you put limits on how you show mercy to someone asking? I mean, in the scripture there's a couple instances of someone saying, "Will you forgive my debt? I'm in a really bad position." And the guy says, "Sure." And he runs off and goes, "Give me all your money." First guy finds out and goes, "I showed you mercy. I forgave your debt, but now you're shaking down this other guy?" Human nature. Why are you showing mercy? What are you getting out of it? When someone is asking for money, do you only offer food? Think about those people on the side of the road. I'm homeless, need money. Oh, I don't trust them with my money, so I'm going to give them food. Well, think about if God didn't trust us, what would he not give us? Something to think about. Because again, if we're demonstrating the characteristics of God because we were created in his image, and if we can't demonstrate, okay, I'm going to support this person, I give them $1. And whatever they do with it, they do with it. I'm not beholden if they squander it, if they use it wrong. Am I enabling them? No, because I don't know what they're going to do. If I knew everything, I wouldn't be here. So, just that concept of mercy. So, diving into it, Matthew 5:7, 1 Timothy 1:12-16, James 3:7-18. And again, you might be walking away like, man, this didn't really seem like it went anywhere. Because I don't think it did. I think it's just one of those things of, we say this as Christianese. It's its own language. mercy, mercy, I need mercy. You got mercy, you give mercy, we all got mercy. But what is it? And what is the true essence of what Jesus is talking about when he talks about mercy? I think it's much deeper than what we can even imitate in the flesh. But thanks for watching.